Great shot there. You can see Coxon, I think that's Ali Nussbaum of Vesper, helping to get her crew into the gates. Ali going for, I think, number five already at this regatta.
That's an impressive feat. A lot of people are quite happy to come out of this regatta if they have one gold. A five is a true testament of being a top-notch athlete.
We've got the full contingent here. This is the start of the event number 58, the second last event of the day, the women's 8 dash. In lane 2, we have Washtenaw. Lane 3 is Riverside. Lane 4, St. Catharines. Lane 5 is an international composite crew of SAR slash Arion. I'm not sure what SAR is, but I'm going to look that one up. We have Vesper lane 6 and Pioneer Valley in lane 7.
Yeah, Vespers won this event 3 times since it began in 1983. St. Catharines has won it 5 times. University of Victoria isn't here, but they've won it a record 11 times in a program that was coached by Rick Crawley, who recently retired. The program's now been taken over by former Canadian national team athlete Barney Williams.
In the middle there, of course, we've got St. Catharines, their coach, Kathy Lichty-Boys. Kathy, an Olympian, multi-time national team athlete, mom to 2 pretty amazing rock star rowers, Sid and Mackenzie.
Yeah, Kathy's been so involved with the St. Catharines Rowing Club and more recently Brock University Rowing Club, taking over the women's program there, trying to help the under 23 athletes make that jump from being a club level athlete to a national team athlete.
Vesper coach Katie Lane also participating in the inaugural class of the CRI rowing, I'm going to get this wrong, coaching its education leadership program, I believe. She was just spending a couple of weeks up in London with the coaches for the national team, Canadian national team, and Western.
Yeah, countries are starting to put more effort into their coach education program. In the U.S., it's a little bit more scattered, so you have a club like CRI taking the lead. In Canada, we've just switched over from the old NCCP system to a more a system based on experience. So there's just been a transition in Canada, but we've certainly tried to take the lead on coach education and making sure the information is getting out so the coaches can properly prepare their athletes.
Last year, winner of this event was the Central Development, another one of those hubs, those development camps. They're racing for the Bell Canada Trophy. Bell Canada is a large Canadian communications company. As part of its sponsorship program, Bell partners with some of Canada's premier sports and entertainment venues, including the Royal Canadian Henley Regatta. Speaking of impressive performances, last year I think Josh King, a sculler, winning 4 Henley medals. Let's see if Ali Nussbaum from Vesper can top that today.
Yeah, crew's just waiting for the umpire's command. Still see some of the athletes in bow and 2 seat taking small strokes, and that's because the athletes in those seats, they're going to be able to have the greatest impact on adjusting the direction of the boat. And looks like the crews are sitting up. Coxies have started to lean forward to try to get themselves into a slightly more aerodynamic position for when the race begins, and it is off.
You can see there the St. Catharines crew, stroked by Steph Mauder, their coxswain Mary Rao. No strangers to this course. Mary's a coach and coxswain. And Steph, I think, 4 Henley Gold medals in her lifetime of experience.
Yeah, she also started coaching this past year for Eden High School in St. Catharines. So St. Catharines is off at about 46 strokes a minute.
Looks like on the other side, the Saratoga Arion crew, combo crew, also doing a fantastic job hanging in there.
Yeah, they're around 40 strokes a minute, which means they have a little bit more room to bring it up. Some crews might have held back a little bit trying to get the boat up to speed, and now they're really going.
It certainly looks like they are up to speed. I would venture to say they've got their bow bell out in front of this crowd.
Yeah, and I think you have Riverside right in the mix as well. They're a club that you can never count out. They always bring high-quality athletes up here. They're rowing at around 46 strokes a minute.
It's going to be tight again. It's almost over before it starts. They are well into the red buoys. That means probably less than 200 meters to go. This is the part where I don't think the athletes see or hear anything, right?
No, and it'd be interesting. Vesper here, they've sort of had a stranglehold on the women's eights events so far. Looks like they're a little bit back. Looks like this combo crew of Arion has jumped out to a fairly commanding lead in 400 meters. They only have about 5 strokes to go.
Almost look comfortable.
Which is not something you see too often in a dash.
You see that? Yeah, absolutely. That was a fantastic row. I think that's something certainly to be proud of. Their coxswain, Grace Goodell, putting her hands up in the air, having a little celebration. Coming through in a time of 1 minute 32 seconds, 0.95. The crew from Saratoga, the composite crew, Saratoga Arion, winning that event 3.61 seconds over Vesper in the lane 6. Good shot in the corner there in your screen. You could see the coxswain having to display her weight. Royal Canadian Henley Regatta coxswains have to weigh a minimum of 50 kilos to race, and if they are under that, they have to carry sand to make up the difference.